Hey, I'm Drew Marvick, and this is the behind-the-scenes featurette of my short film, Scared to Death. The film itself was actually inspired by the Sinister Minister character. When I met him and I saw the set piece that he had in his garage, the satanic altar that we use in the film, I just knew I had to write it into something. I needed to use it for something. Right away, I just called in some favors. I called my buddy Clayton Moore to be my DP. I called Kelly Belmonte, who I was on the sci-fi show Naked Vegas with, and I've been friends with for years, and I asked her if she could do a zombie makeup for me. Thank God she said yes, and I just started planning. I knew Kelly was gonna have the zombie makeup. It was gonna be top-notch. I would definitely say the thing that took the most planning, really, was the knife gag. It's been a dream of mine to die on screen. I want to die on screen a million more times. So if I'm going to be in charge of the first one, I want to make sure it looks good. So I started experimenting. I ran to Kmart, bought a couple cheap knives, and spent a day in my garage. The final result was actually this right here. I ended up cutting the middle section out of one of the knives, and I attached the tip to this hat right here. I actually just ended up holding the handle in my mouth with my teeth. Like that, which is a horrible idea, and I don't recommend it to anyone. And luckily, when I was getting drug into the garage at the end, I was able to keep the handle off the ground, and it didn't break my teeth, which was a pretty big concern of mine. The knife itself was probably the biggest source of stress on the whole film. If I couldn't afford to get a dummy knife, I didn't have the time or the money, and since I was going to be physically running with a knife in my hand, which is one of the stupidest things to do ever, I made sure I took the time. I dulled the knife down with a grinder in my garage. I took as many safety precautions as I possibly could with what I had, even though it's still not a good idea. At least I tried. As things go on films, often our two location houses actually weren't next door to each other at all. They were about 20 minutes apart. So after we shot all of my scenes in the first house, and we ended with me running out of the gate, holding the hero knife in my hand, we moved to location number 2, and we were going to pick up with me running out of the gate and into the street, still holding the knife. Well, of course, I left the knife at the first location, and since it was 1 o'clock in the morning and the crew was falling asleep, I didn't have time to go back and get it. So we had to improvise. For some strange reason, I had another knife in an art department kit in my truck. We were able to keep shooting with the new knife, but unfortunately, now I was actually running in the streets and tripping down a driveway with an extremely sharp kitchen knife in my hand, which is even dumber than anything else I'd done on the shoot so far. But I didn't have time to fix it. It was my film. I was the one holding the knife. I was the only life in danger, and sometimes you just, you got to do what you got to do to get the shot. I don't want to keep rambling. I don't want the making of to be longer than the film itself, which it may already be. So thank you for watching Scared to Death. I hope you liked it. My only goal with this film was to make something fun enough for people to enjoy it and short enough for people to give it a chance. And of course, I needed to die in it as well. And I think I accomplished 2 out of 3 of those things. So thanks again for watching. Have a good day.